Another one that is one to watch and that a lot of people have been watching is Jason and Travis Kelce's New
Yes.
Heights podcast. Another potential huge deal on the horizon for
Yeah, and
them.
on my social media when we broke down Kayla, and you did the research for me, so I want to give you kudos. But yeah, the top 10 sports podcasts out there right now, according to Spotify. Uh, of course, as we all know, working in sports and entertainment, Jason Travis number one, and really being able to upset, if you will, PFT and the Barstool guys, who I think have really owned that number one spot for what seems like 5, 6, 7 years. But again, if you don't know, Jason Kelce, who was he just retired recently, right? But was the center with the Philadelphia Eagles, and Travis Kelce, the tight end for who doesn't know? Do I have to explain who Travis Kelce is now with the whole Taylor Swift stuff? But it launched back in September 2022. It is number one in sports podcasts. But what's very interesting is, Eric Silver, who's the head of development at Multitude, a podcast collective, said he wouldn't be surprised if they got $100 million deal. So again, we're talking about Joe Rogan and 250 million. It's all about listeners and how much ad revenue you can create in the marketplace. But I think, we saw the Call Her Daddy stuff and those $25 million deals with Spotify. These guys look like they're getting more listeners than that. So there is a marketplace for that. But it's going to be interesting to see what they demand and if they go exclusive, or if, like Joe Rogan now is, are they everywhere, but they partner with a media company to sell advertisement and kind of split the revenue on that, which I think a lot of times these guys are good enough to have a platform and to have really entertaining shows, but do they have the back end business sense not business sense, do they have the back end ad sales team to get the big sponsors? That's usually why these podcasters and media entities will partner with really a back end sales team that can make sure they're monetizing their asset and monetizing all the listeners that they're getting. So that's something that Kayla and I are keeping an eye on. We were talking about last week, like, man, they're number one. Everybody knows about them. The Taylor Swift bump definitely helped this podcast. And I think even the Swifties listen to it to make sure they get little insights on what Taylor Swift is up to with Travis. But yeah, I mean, this is the time now to capitalize while they're scorching hot, especially the fact that Jason recently retired. I think you can make an argument that it's at its peak right now with the Taylor Swift craze, the Kelce retiring, Travis Kelce just coming off a Super Bowl, and he's kind of on the tail end of his career. No better time now than to capitalize.